Neil, any injuries from the weekend? Any doubts ahead of tomorrow?
Tom's got a little bit of inflammation again around the knee. Christopher Julian's fine. He had a little bit of a bug, but he's trained this morning. I think that's it really. In Cham, he's back in training, so obviously Christie comes back into contention as well.
Given the form, is it difficult to want to change things when everyone wants to play?
Yeah, we've got a lot of games coming up, and it's important, just to make sure we keep an eye on the fatigue element, if there is any. But the way the team's playing and in a good place at the minute psychologically, I would imagine that they'd want to get out there back on the pitch as soon as possible. Fantastic performance at the weekend. Just capped off a great week, and now we go again.
St Mirren, what do you make? What Jim's doing there?
He's done well. They're not they're not cut adrift or anything like that. They're not scoring many, but they're not conceding many either. So they're well organised, and they try and play. When they can, build from the back at times. Whether they try and do that tomorrow is another thing. But he's been a steadying influence in there since he's come in.
You see, when you look at the teams in and around St Mirren, do you see any teams getting cut adrift this year? Because it looks pretty. There's so many of them condensed. There doesn't appear to be one weak team amongst that sort of stuff.
Historically, you'd look at St Johnstone, Hibs, and Hearts to come out of that eventually. With the quality they have, and maybe getting players back. And the experience of the three managers as well. So no. At the minute, it seems very competitive in both halves of the table.
In terms of looking at this spell and your last spell at Celtic, have you noticed a difference in the way that teams at the bottom end of the table set up when they come to Celtic Park at all?
Not really. To try and make it as difficult as possible for you to score or to get any momentum in the game or any sort of flow. So we, have our own issues to our own sort of targets in terms of playing at home. Making life very difficult for the opposition to come, and we want that momentum that we've picked up from the last 3 or 4 games to carry on tomorrow night. So we expect the game to be difficult. We expect St Mirren to, fight for whatever they can get really, and we have to be ready for that.
I share with confidence that when teams do come and sit in, that you've got that firepower with the amount of goals that you've been scoring recently.
Well, it's important. There's no question it's important, and again, we're not getting carried away. We've scored some good goals, volume of goals, variation from different positions as well, which is important. So it's always trying to keep the opposition on their toes and attack from different areas of the pitch as well.
Do you think they can come down to goal this season?
I hope not.
You think it's tight enough that it could?
I'm not a clairvoyant, Ronnie, honestly. We're 9 games into the season, so there's another more than 2/3 of the season to go, so it's way too early to predict how the season's going to pan out. At the minute we are playing well, and it's important to just keep that momentum going.
How big is the incentive to stay top before the semi-final, the weekend before the international break?
But regardless of what's ahead of us, it's important, week by week, game by game, to stay on top and, force the issue for the others to stay with us.
We were speaking to Scott in the launch of his DVD, and he said how when becoming captain he changed as an individual, as a player, etc. What changes have you seen in him over the course of the career?
Great maturity, and obviously in his role in the team as well. He's evolved his game into really top sort of holding midfield player now, where he's reading the game and covering the ground and breaking up attacks, prompting attacks, and his leadership qualities are invaluable to what we have here. I think it's immeasurable to put into words the contribution that he's made, over the last 10-12 years. And he's still at 34, playing as well as ever. And I think that's testament to his professionalism and his dedication. It's not easy. It's not easy playing here, and it's certainly not easy being the captain here for the length of time he's been here, because it's a huge responsibility. But he's grown into that role, and he's really sort of taken it on, if you want to call it that, over the last, certainly even in my first time as manager, he was a great role model for a lot of the younger players, and he's just matured into, even more so now.
Talking about it not being easy, presumably he's quite a strong, formidable character. If people write you off at a certain stage of your career, say your legs are gone, whatever, but he just responds.
Yeah, I don't think he takes any notice of that. I think he knows his own body, and he knows the environment, the familiarity of the Scottish game, the physicality of it. And then, you see his performances in Europe as well this season. There's been his tactical awareness is excellent. His reading of the game against Lazio in particular, when we were under the cosh a little bit, he was at the forefront of a lot of good stuff that we did. So at 34, there's no signs of him slowing up. There's no signs of the legs going, and that's just, knee-jerk reactions as we always get up here, or over a short period of time. And now all of a sudden he'll be the best thing since sliced bread again. But he knows his own body, and he knows how well he's playing. He doesn't need me to tell him that.
Do you see him? Sorry, Ryan. Do you see him following in your footsteps in terms of management and being a successful manager?
I don't see why not. I think with the career that he's had and the experiences he's gained, and currently he's doing his badges. I think that would be the next logical step for him. Football's been his life, and certainly Celtic's played a huge part in that as well. So I don't see why not.
Are there any characters in the squad you think could take over for Scotland?
Yeah.
Is a captain?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there's no question that there's, 2 or 3, underneath that. But I think they all look to him, they respect him, they listen to him, and he sets the tone for the rest of the squad.
How is Lee Griffiths doing?
He's back on the grass now. He's been doing some, physical work with the fitness coaches, and we're hoping he starts training again on Thursday.
Do you think you'll need to look at another striker in January?
Possibly. At the minute, Bayo took a knock yesterday, so he's a major doubt for tomorrow. So yeah, we're a little bit short there with really the only one currently at the minute is Edward, who's fully fit. So Bayo's going for a scan today, and we'll see. We're hoping he should be okay for the weekend.
Ask about VAR 3 months in the Premier League.
I don't get it, Charles. Honestly, I don't get it.
Do you sit here watching the way it's been interpreted in England and think, I'm glad we don't have it here?
Yes, I think it's. I thought initially when they brought it in, it was going to be a good for the game, but I think it's killing the game at the minute. Some of the decisions I've seen over the last couple of weekends in the Premier League are baffling to say the least. I think of the Watford Spurs game the week before, and then some more at the weekend. Are they taking the decisions away from the referee altogether with what they're doing? Now they're talking about bringing the TV screen in for the referee to make that decision himself, which is probably the logical step. But when you have a committee, somewhere else, and telling the referee that this is that, I get it to a certain degree, but I think they're overdoing it now. Really overdoing it. We're talking at times millimetres, which again I always thought the benefit when it comes to offside, the benefit of the doubt would go to the attacking player, because at the end of the day we're here to see goals being scored.
Cost is obviously going to always be an issue in Scotland. If it was affordable, would you want it in Scotland?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think there's always going to be teething problems with something like that. We don't like changing the game too much. I think, later on down the line it will be good for the game. But I just think at the minute, what I've seen in England, they're just over egging it, and it's killing the flow of the game, and it's certainly detrimental to some of the results, and it takes a spontaneous aspect of it from the game. But if the decisions are correct, then I suppose we can't argue it. But I think we're really sort of over egging it now, in terms of millimetres at times when it comes to decisions.
I guess you could become experienced with it if you get to the latter stage of the Europa League at some point. Would Scottish referees still be left behind if we don't introduce it?
I hope not. And I think, the majority of Scottish referees would welcome VAR, as an aid to what they're doing at the minute. That was quite evident when we had a managers meeting with the referees around about a year ago. So I think the majority of the managers were in favour of bringing it into the game as well. But, it's a cost, first and foremost, and then I think it's still got a lot of teething problems at the minute. It's certainly not perfect.
We asked Scott about the Lazio result and the importance of Celtic Park becoming a fortress again. For you, how important was it to take a big scalp in this competition?
Massive. Real statement of intent for the team to give them that belief that they can go toe to toe with a big club and a quality side and beat them. and it's a real feather in the cap, and you can see what it meant for them psychologically with the resulting performance at a difficult venue on Sunday as well. So we know that the return game is going to be really tough, and Lazio will be out for revenge, if you want to call it that, but it's a great challenge for the players now.
And just on that return game, Neil, we spoke a bit about it before. It's obviously been a bit of a tit for tat between the two sets. Is there given that so many Celtic fans are going to be going across there, is there any sort of concern about what happens elsewhere away from the pitch?
Well, I just hope our fans go, enjoy the game and come home, safely. And, like I said before the game last week, I hope we're talking about the football, and that was certainly the case after Thursday night. So I'm just hoping for more of the same. Simone Inzaghi was very complimentary about the experience he had at Celtic Park and about the quality of the game and the quality of our side. So, and I can only echo that, in terms of what his side brought to the game as well. So I'm looking, hopefully, for more of the same when we're talking about the game.
Neil, does Tom Rogic returning to the team feel like a new signing at this stage?
I wouldn't say a new signing, but it's a real bonus for us. I thought on Sunday he was superb, and I thought as the game grew, it went on, particularly in the second half, I thought he was outstanding. Really pleased for him. He's worked hard. That's another 90 minutes in his legs and in his body, and he really will get the benefit of that. Just at the minute, he's having a few sort of issues with the knee, more or less, 24, 48 hours after a game, which is totally natural. So, if we can keep him fit and the way he's playing at the minute, he's a real asset for us, no question.
How much do you think Frimpong's energy and enthusiasm rubs off on the rest of the squad? And do you think that can help with bounce back after European games?
I think he has surprised us, with his quality. I think he's a great character. The way he plays the game is the way he is off the field as well. It's infectious. I think the players have taken to him really well, and the most important thing is he's a very good player. And at 18, we're hoping he'll go on to have a really good career here. He's made a fantastic start, and you're right. Yeah, he does bring that energy and sort of life to the team. Sometimes if there's a bit of fatigue around there, and that's a great thing to have.